Hey students, welcome to Learn Digital, and in this video I am going to write programs on object-oriented programming in C++ language. As we have completed many concepts throughout the lecture series of object-oriented programming with C++, now it's time to write few programs to just implement the different concepts what we have discussed till date. So let's start with a very simple program in C++ in a function-oriented programming model. So I already told you that in C++ you can write two types of programming. It supports the function-oriented model of programming language as well as the object-oriented programming methodologies. So first we will write a simple C++ program and we'll add two numbers in C++. So let's start, and we'll be writing these programs in dev C++. So let's open dev C++ and start our programming. So this is the dev C++. Here you can see on the screen, and I'm opening new project. And we are creating an empty project. So you can rename the project name. I'm keeping it as it is. So I've created one project, and in that project I will be having untitled source program, so I can rename that also. So I will do that while saving the program. So let's start our programming. So in C++ you have to give IOStream, then using name space std, then now you start your program. So here in this program we are just creating one simple the main function. There is the beginning of the execution, and this is the starting of any program. So compiler actually starts executing the first instruction in main. So main is by default, it is already declared in the compiler in this form main, and here we are keeping the return type of main as int. So we can discuss about this thing, the return type, later also. So for the time being you just keep in mind that main we are putting as integer, and if you go through the previous videos you will get this concept, that return type of any function. So if you missed that, just watch the earlier videos on function in C++. So here in this main function we are just creating a variable. C++ is nothing but the extension of C, so everything supports in C, supported in C will be supported here in C++, but C++ having the extended definition, extended version, which is actually including the class, objects, and different features of object-oriented programming. So that's why we are actually including C++ in this object-oriented programming and methodology journey. So here we are creating three variables, A, V, and C. Here we are using a function called cout instead of printf. We use cout in C++. Printf will not be supported here. So here we have this operator called insertion operator, which will actually put, or which will actually print text or your output on the screen, that is the standard output device, that is the monitor. So here I have written hello. So let's not write hello, let's write enter to integer, as we are keeping the variable integer. So it's a simple program. You have done this program many times in C. So we are using cin instead of scanf in C++. a and b we are taking as input, and we are just adding c is equal to a plus b. So here is the program, and we are just copying this cout statement, and we want to display the result here. So here this is sum is equal to, this will be printed nicely, and we will put this operator. This is the format of writing cout. So when you start writing programs, you will be like familiar with this thing. So here we want to print the c here. So here let's compile this program. So as it is return, as it is integer type, so we have to return something, is the protocol of the function. So here is the return type. So let's save. So now you can name the program as add to int. This is the name of the program. So let's save it. And see, I have a folder as C++ program. So let's compile. This is the button where you will click, and it will, this list of different functions will appear, and you have to compile the program. So let's see any error in this program. So it is compiling. Compiler is actually compiling. The machine is a bit slow because many softwares are actually installed in this machine. So let's wait for a second. Yes, so this is, there is no warning and there is no error in this program, so means our program is correct, the first program in C++. So let's run it. Yes, it will ask for 2 integer. So here we are giving 3, enter, we are giving 6, the result should be 9. Yes, sum is equal to 9. Yes, the first program is correct, and we have written the C++ program on dev C++. And see, this program is actually in the form of function oriented model, and where the task is defined in the function and the main function. We can have multiple functions also. So just for writing the first program in C++, where we have introduced this cout statement and cin statement. Cout for output, printing the output, that is the purpose for printing output on the standard output device, and that means on the monitor you will be using a cout, and instead of scanf you will be using cin, taking input from the keyboard. So this is called extraction operator, which extracts inputs from the keyboard, and it is storing in the program or in the memory of your computer. And this operator, this is insertion operator, which actually inserts value in the monitor. So this is already discussed in the theoretical aspects, which already discussed in the previous videos. So if you have any confusion regarding the different parts of the program, already discussed many times in the videos. Here I am just writing the program with correct syntaxes, and so this you can have idea and you can practice at your home. So here we are just extending our program with another function. As we are using the function oriented model, we are not introducing anything like class, objects. Just we are writing a plain program on function oriented model, and we are introducing a function called add, and that addition will be done in another user defined function. Here is our function. It is called int add. You will have idea about function again, it's better for you. Int comma int. So we are taking 2 inputs, 2 arguments for this function. This is the declaration, so we call it a function declaration. This part is actually the function declaration, and we will be calling the function here. We have taken the value, so we can call this function here add a comma b, means you are calling a function which you have in your program, and you want this function add should sum up this a and b together, and there is no change. And see, we are not doing any task in this program, in this function main, and we are defining our function outside the main. This is the declaration. So declaration means registering the user defined function in the compiler for this program. And here is the definition, because without the definition how the compiler will know how to add, means how to execute this add statement, because add statement you have called this function, you must define the function in your program, otherwise the compiler will say you don't have definition for your this one, the function add. So here you can do it int z. For the time being, you are creating a temporary variable in the function, inside the function, that is the local variable you can say, and you are doing x is the variable which is actually holding the value of a. Let me write the program, then I will definitely make you understand how it is actually working. And you are just, what you are doing, return z, means when you have a function you have return type, means function will perform the task and it will return the value where it is called. So if you want to have return, you have to specify like int, float, character, like that. If you don't want to return anything, you have to write void, means no return. And here you are using argument, this parameter, we call it parameter, two parameters or arguments, int. This is the structure of the function, and no variable mentioned here. You can mention, but no, not necessarily you should do this. It is the return type, this is the name of the function, list of the argument, that is the number of arguments, and the type of arguments which is actually declaring the function before defining or before using the function. And here this is the call of the function, this is the call of the function, function call. This is the comment. Compiler will not see this, only you, the programmer. For programmers it is there, this comment line, so that you can define the part of the program to make others understand, or to just keep a track, or just document your program. Here see, so here add is called, and compiler will just go to the definition of the add here, and it will send a and b, the two integers, the value of a and b. Here the value of a and b will be taken. So this in function, yes, you have taken the value of a and a value of b here. So suppose the value of a and b are 2 and 5, so 2 and 5 is actually you are sending, not these symbols, actually the value of these variables will be sent here. So x will hold 2 and y will hold 3, and y 2 and 3 will be added, it will be stored in z, and z you are just creating in the function definition as a temporary local variable, which will be visible here only. It will not be visible here. If you try to access z here, it will not be visible. That's why it's called a local variable to that particular function, and it will be visible up to these brackets, inside these brackets. So here z is returned, the value of z will be returned. So you have put integer as return type, so through this protocol it will return, through this formula it will return the value here. So the total value of this will be 7 actually, because you are returning 7 as the value of a, and variable b holding value 2 and 5. So this will be 7, and 7 will be assigned to c, because you're using assignment operator here, and you have a variable here. So always the assignment operator actually assigns the value on the right side and to the variable on the left side. So just I am discussing many facts in this program, so that it helps you build your concepts also. It's not like writing a program or running the program. This is my actual objective, starting this series or these few lectures which will be on the programming. And in this program, if I find anything to discuss, I will be discussing definitely. So here this is the program, and you have created a function called add, and you have declared the function, you have defined the function, and you have called the function. So as I already discussed in the function module of what I already discussed in the video, that a function is having a name, and a function is having argument, list of arguments it will deal with, and it is having a return type. This is the function structure, and function will be like in a three step. It will be declared, defined, and used. So here is the declaration, here is the definition, how the function will actually act. You are defining. Without the definition, there is no meaning of creating the function. Compiler will always say the function is missing the definition. And it is the call. So this is called user defined function. So this is called user defined function. User defined function. So there is another type of function which is called library functions. So here the function, you can say this cout, cin, these are the function, or printf, scanf we used earlier. These are functions. So there are many other library functions. They are called library functions. We are using those functions, and as they are already defined in the compiler, already they are declared in the compiler, we just use the call, the name, we just write like that, and we use the function. And we are missing the definition, declaration, and the definition too, because these are already there in the compiler. These are called library function, the name suggesting that it is already declared and defined in the library. So let us compile the program. Let us first save the program. It is very good practice when you make any like edit or any change in the program code, the source code, you must save it. Otherwise, if anything goes wrong, then your program, the correction or the change will not be there. So we are compiling. Yes, there is a problem, TUR. So we are missing the R here, spelling mistake, not big mistake here. Yes, see, I did not save, so I must save it again. So it is saved. So compile. Yes, the compilation is correct and there is no error and warning. Let me run this program. 4 and suppose 6, so result should come 10. See, in this case you can see we are not adding here in the main, we are just creating another function outside. So this is called the beauty of creating your program with different functions which are doing different tasks. If you want to do subtraction, see, it's very easily you can do it right now. See, you just copy the code of add and you just write sub. So you sub, and here you are just changing the sign and go to this declaration part. Again you just create another declaration for subtraction, sub, and here you are just adding up. So you can again call this after this result. You can again here you can call sub, and simply it will do subtract from b from a, and you can print the result. So this is the beauty of creating functions in in programming. And in function oriented programming language, this is the way of solving the problem. So the problem will be divided into tasks, and that task actually representing functions which are having a particular set of code, and that code will actually perform that task. So this is the concept of function oriented model, and that model is actually people used to use that model in solving the different problem and creating different solutions, creating different softwares. And eventually the object oriented programming came, and I already discussed that in the beginning, that how object oriented programming evolved or created by people, so that it can give a better solution to the software industry, to the application development. Here we are having a nice program having two user defined functions. So here one is addition, another is subtraction. So here this is the call, no problem. Here actually I want to copy this, as I've called it sum. It will be result of subtraction. Compile, there should not be any error because we have written the code carefully and run. So let's put 6 and 3. So summation should be 9 and the result of subtraction should be 3. See, the summation is 9 and result is 3, and both the line printed on the same line. So what can we do with this? We can do like that. You can put a backslash and see, in a single program you are getting many concepts and we are implementing that, so it should help you to write your own program in your own machine. So start and write code and execute that. You can pause the video and you can write your code, and then you can compile and execute. And you should not copy paste, you should write on your own, so that it gives you like a real feel that you are writing a program, and it will actually help you. It's not like writing how many correct codes or how many programs. Start writing the program, or by writing your own hand, it's good. Or typing. Here is a compilation and let's run it. Yes, now again, suppose 8 and 4, it should be 12 and 4. Yes, the result is summation is 12 and result is 4. Yes, so up to this is the function oriented model. So with this you can write any sort of program, and in C you did it. And if you have any query regarding this function oriented programming method, everything is done in C. It's actually in the form of function oriented programming methodology. And now we'll switch to the object oriented model, and in the single program we'll alter and we'll compile and run. So see, this is our program. So let's just copy the code in a object oriented model. Means in object oriented model, what we do, actually we create class, and the name of the class is suppose capital A. So here this is the class, and I already discussed everything in the video, previous videos. So here the class is having two things. One is data member, yes, already discussed, and another is member function, which is actually called encapsulation, wrapping up of data and function together. So I'm just documenting for your better understanding. Here see, this comment line, here we are having those variables, and in main will not create those variables, we'll create those variables here. Let's cut it from this and paste it here. Here we have data members, and let us have member functions, and these are the member functions we have. This is called this for the addition, and we can have this also. We have another function called subtraction. So this will definitely delete. We should not have anything. The declaration in the function oriented model is global. We have made global, and in the object oriented model we declared and defined in the class. The a single place we have declared and defined. This is the method. So here you have declared that this is your function, and you are defining in the same place. It is also possible in function oriented also. So we in the function oriented we separately declared and then defined. So here it's together we have declared and defined same time. And this is a concept in object oriented programming, or in this beginning of class and object. Here defining a function inside the class. See, this is the class and this is the inside of the class, starting and the ending. Here inside the class we are declaring and as well as defining that this class is having the function add and subtract, and we are defining the function in the same place, at the same place. So here we are not keeping anything. We'll see what to do later. Here see, this our program is now little bit clear, clean and clear. Here is a class A having data member ABC and member function add and subtract, and it is already defined. So we actually had this function the previous program. We just copied and pasted here. Here see, our program is very nice and correct. So see, what is the value of A and B? How to get the value of A and B? In main we took the value through input through the scene. So here we can do it. We can have another function. Suppose we want to create another function. Here this is the function, so I'm deleting this place, and the name of the function is input. Means we want to take value and see, don't want any return, so that's why we have made void and no argument we are taking from outside. Everything will be here defined. Cout again, same thing what we have written in the previous program. Enter to integer. Here you can write like that backslash n, which will actually break the line of the output screen. Here you are writing cin. Here this operator, this is A and B. Very nice. In this class we have A and B and C just to hold the result. Here see, A and B is taken in the input function, and in add function we have added. So we are writing like that. So we are creating a void because we don't want to return here also. Void add, here no return, we are just printing the result here. So we can use this cout statement here. Hope you can understand what I'm writing. Sum is equal to, double quote is completed. This is the format of writing cout. If you write 2-3 programs, it will be very easy for you remembering this code. We see here you can put a backslash n also. Same thing goes for the second program. Copy and paste. Just change the name and the operation. Operation means this operation because we want to do subtraction. Here we have created a program where we are having a class A, and class A is having data member ABC and member function add input, add and input, add and subtraction, and result is being printed in this add and subtraction function. Separately I did not have display function. I can have a function which can display the result separately, not here, but for the simplicity of the program I did not make it more complex so that you can understand it better. So here our class is ready. Now in the main, what we have to do according to our theoretical concept, that we have to create a object of class A. Suppose the name of the object is obj or obj, yes, and this obj, so write obj dot input. If you went through actually through all the program videos what I have already discussed in the last section, you will understand everything what I'm writing here. No, nothing new. Input, so input function is called, so if when you call input function, so the object will call this input function for itself. Class is actually the design and object is the reality. So class is actually the factory and object is the created product of that particular same structure. So already discussed this concept, nothing to repeat here. Here again, obj dot add and obj dot subtract, and this is the semicolon. Our program is ready, so let us save it. Here the same thing, addition of two integer, and but we in this case we have created a class, so it's object-oriented model class, and create a object of class and call the functions which are there in the class definition as member function, and those member function will act on this data members. So this is the model, so you can see in the diagram already discussed. So let me again write the diagram for you. So here see, this is the class and this is the data part and this is the function part. This is the data A, B and C. Here this is the function input, add and subtract. So they will actually act on this. So when they will act on this is the class design. So this whole structure is your class, the design, and class A, design A. So you have to create the reality of this A, means object. Object is the reality, the real life entities. So this is the reality. So you can see I already gave the same example. This is the digit in the pen for this sketch pad or digital pen, you can say. So this pen is actually the reality of a design which is there in the company's computer. So here that is the class and this is the reality or the object. So in our case this A is actually the design and this obj in our program is actually the reality of that. Here this obj is actually having that space for A, B and C, and you can take values here, not here, because class is not the reality. When you create object, this is the reality, and here this obj is having space for ABC and it is having the function which can act on this object variables, object data members. Go to our program. Here see, so let us run it. Two integer 5 and 2, so result should come as 7 and 3. Nothing is coming. Yes, 7 and 3, our program is correct. So here see, very beautifully we have created a class, we have created objects, we put the definition of class like ABC, the data member and member function, add, subtract and input, and those member function worked on the data member. So here it is called encapsulation and creating the object and calling the functions with the object name, because you can create many numbers of object of the particular same class, as many number as you want. So this video is up to that. So there will be another video, and this way I will continue, and on the same program I will be altering, I will be adding or deleting the parts of the program and create or implement the new concepts subsequently. So see you in the second video. If you have any problem regarding this programming, so just ask in the comment section for clarification, and you can see this programming is very easy and you do it with dev C++ or other compiler or IDE. So let's start our second video. See you in the second video.